This is Late Night Health Special Edition with Dr. Greg Celaya. Hi, I'm Mark Allen. During the next 10 to 15 minutes or so, we're going to spend some time with Dr. Celaya, who's a functional medicine specialist, and talk about glutathione. I think everybody's heard of glutathione, but if you haven't, during the next few minutes, you're going to learn everything you need to know about glutathione. Dr. Celaya, nice to talk to you again. How are you?
Good, Mark. Good to have you back from vacation.
Yeah, it was a great time in Spain, and thank you very much. I'm really curious about something. Glutathione, I understand, is like in all of our bodies. It's almost a building block of our bodies. Am I wrong on that?
Well, you do have something right. It's in all of our bodies, but what it is, it's the master antioxidant. It is what we call a tripeptide. So it's made up of 3 amino acids. You have cysteine, glutamine, and you have glycine. And it is fantastic for detoxification. It's how our bodies actually work. And without it, we wouldn't be here.
Gotcha. Well, I always start with supplementation. Can you take a supplement for glutathione, or is it something that your body manufactures naturally if you're healthy?
You can take supplements. If you want to have straight glutathione, you can't take straight glutathione. That has to be done by nebulizer, drip, injection, that kind of stuff. But there are other supplements that you can take to enhance your glutathione production. So you can take S-acetylglutathione, you have reduced glutathione, you have oral liposomal glutathione, and there's other supplements that we can talk about that will boost it as well, like precursors. We have N-acetylcysteine, which is a combination, or that type, not a combination, but that amino acid cysteine that we talked about. Mm-hmm. So it gives you the precursors for your body to make glutathione.
So in other words, what it does is it encourages your body to produce more glutathione?
Yeah, I mean, and it goes, there's plenty of other things. So for example, you can do magnesium, which helps. You can do alpha lipoic acid. There's L-glutamine, folic acid, B12, B6, biotin. A new research has shown that curcumin makes a difference. Selenium, cordyceps, gotu kola. A real good one is milk thistle. I mean, so there's plenty of things that you can do to increase your glutathione levels.
And what about just in our foods? Do we find either a glutathione itself or a precursor in foods?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the sulfur-based foods, the broccoli, the cauliflower, the cabbage, Brussels sprouts, garlic, parsley, spinach, beets, and whey protein. I mean, there's a lot of glutathione type precursors, so to speak, in our food. So it does make a difference. And one of the big ones is bone broth, because it has all those amino acids in it, the cysteine, the glutamine, and the glycine.
Bone broth is I know that I remember my parents making soup, for example, and taking bones from the butcher, boiling them down. And I always used to like to suck the marrow out of those bones. It was a real treat. Bone broth has had a resurgence. I mean, there are bone broth liquids and pills, supplements right now. It's become very popular, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, you go back to, the old time standards, it does make a big difference. If you look back, we were used to eating just about everything from an animal that we possibly could. And that included, like your mom, you boil the bones, you make soup. And, I remember eating the marrow as well. Can you imagine kids nowadays eating marrow? I don't think they're going to do it.
Well, actually, in some restaurants, it's considered a delicacy. And I've had it. It's very good.
Well, it's the same thing. And we've talked about liver before, but liver is a great source to get your glutathione levels up.
Yeah.
Are you going to eat liver? And you and I talked about it before. And, we both had to eat it as a kid, right? You sat down on the table and you had liver and onions.
Yes.
The benefit from liver is phenomenal. But I didn't like it then. I certainly probably am not going to eat it now. Maybe I'll put a clothespin on my nose and start eating liver. I don't know, but it's phenomenal for you.
But liver is an organ that detoxifies the body, and doesn't it store a lot of bad stuff in it?
You know, it's who knows, right? I mean, you hear people say that. All I know is the benefit of liver probably outweighs any toxicity that you're dealing with. And it goes back to what we were talking about before. So if you're deciding to eat liver and you're concerned about any toxic issues, you want to make sure to do it in moderation. You don't want to do liver every day, just like you don't want to do broccoli or even cauliflower or anything any day, every day.
But if you're eating a vegetarian diet, isn't that something that you can eat every day? I mean, I personally am not a broccoli fan. I'd rather have cauliflower or Brussels sprouts roasted. And I can't get into broccoli almost any way it's prepared. I eat it. I don't put cheese on it because I think that putting cheese on it takes the health benefit away. That's my thought. And I don't even like the combination of cheese and broccoli. But can't you eat those kinds of things every day? Aren't those, if you rotate through the fibrous vegetables?
Well, yeah, no, I'm not saying you can't eat vegetables every day. You just don't want to eat any specific type every day.
Got it.
So, for example, you've got certain foods that do plenty of different things. So, certain foods are what we call goitrogens, and they help minimize how your thyroid functions. And that's just one group of foods. So if you're just consuming all those every single day, you're going to end up with a problem. And to be honest with you, every single food has one problem or another. So you have to make sure, you're not doing the broccoli, the cauliflower, the cabbage, the Brussels sprouts every single day. You're having a variety of food, and that's where health comes in.
Going back to glutathione, you said it was the master antioxidant. Explain what an antioxidant is. I think everybody's heard of vitamin C. That's an antioxidant, but glutathione is more powerful than vitamin C?
Well, glutathione helps activate vitamin C and vitamin E. It helps get rid of free radicals. And the big issue is not only can you consume foods or even, precursors that will increase your glutathione levels, but the biggest part is how your body recycles it. And there's plenty of things to stand in the way of how your body recycles. At one point, we talked about MTHFR.
Right.
Well, that's a big one. It's right there in the glutathione cycle. And if you have that type of genetic SNP, you may have a problem with glutathione levels.
Can glutathione levels be measured in blood testing or urine testing or even saliva testing?
Yeah, you can do it with blood testing with either plasma or red blood cells, but the jury's still out. Just because your body may use it, it may consume it. It depends upon your toxicity levels. And so, of course, you're going to see it usually in the plasma before you're going to see it in the red blood cells, but they do a lot of testing in red blood cells. And they're finding that glutathione is lacking in so many different diseases when they're doing testing. But here's the problem. The problem is the disease causing a reduction in the glutathione level, or do you have reduced glutathione levels causing the disease? Who knows in that one?
Gotcha. So one of the things that healthcare professionals do is to boost the glutathione level to see if it helps stop the progression of a disease?
Well, you're seeing it given in so many different cases. So, for example, when somebody goes into the hospital with a Tylenol overdose, well, they're giving you glutathione to help detoxify it.
Wow. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. What are other uses of glutathione in healthcare?
Well, there's a lot, and we'll just even touch on the surface. But for metal detoxification, chronic illnesses, autoimmunity, Hep C, you have COPD, pulmonary fibrosis, AIDS, insulin resistance, addictions, PTSD, leaky gut, snoring, heart failure.
Snoring, wow.
Actually snoring, yeah. H. pylori, cancer is a big one. the mental or the neurological diseases, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. Oh, sorry about that.
It's all right. Cute doggy.
It's the dog. Must be
Yeah.
a UPS guy. Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, and so many inflammatory diseases.
It's all right. I like dogs.
Yeah.
Babies can cry in the background too. It's all right. Do all mammals have glutathione? For you have a dog. As the dog ages, do we want to give our pets glutathione precursors?
Well, I guess I'm not the guy for your pet. I don't necessarily know. I would imagine that we're very, very similar, and they probably do.
Right.
Precursors. I'm not 100% sure about animal biochemistry.
Oh, okay. And everything is different. Detoxification is very popular. We've done on Late Night Health a number of shows on how to detox physically, and I think it's also important to detox mentally. So mentally is, we've talked about it, meditation, prayer, some other things like that. But physically, the increasing glutathione levels takes, some of the junk out of your body. I mean, the maybe heavy metals. I don't know.
Absolutely. And, when we're doing any types of heavy metal detoxifications, the chelations, we're really, really making sure our glutathione levels are appropriate, because it's so important that the glutathione works by having a sulfur base. The cysteine has a sulfur-based arm to it, so to speak, that helps bind some of these metals or any of the toxins as well. So, yeah, it's real important to make sure the glutathiones are right, because, like I said, in the list of diseases or issues that you see lower glutathione levels, it's huge, it's long. Think about it. Everything your body has to deal with, all the toxins in your life, all the stuff you eat. I mean, it just goes on and on and on.
With things like genetically modified organisms, which are becoming more and more popular here in the United States, as we said at the beginning of our talk, I just returned from Spain, and they don't have any GMOs in Europe, which I find absolutely terrific, because they don't know what they don't know if they're good or bad. My question is will glutathione help with things like eating bad foods, like like sugar, like a GMO?
Well, anything that increases your oxidative stress will increase free radical formation, and glutathione will make a big difference. Overseas, they tend to do things a bit different, which I think is phenomenal. I mean, we've kind of gotten on to the commercial aspect of it over here. I do see problems as a result of it. There's certain things they don't allow over there, which I think that they're one up on us. And usually they're one up on us as well with a lot of cures. Not all, but I think they have a lot going for them.
Well, Dr. Celaya, I appreciate your time today here on Late Night Health. Thank you, sir, very much for spending some time with us. If you want information about glutathione, about nutrition, visit Dr. Celaya, excuse me, visit Dr. Celaya at drcelaya, CELAYA.com. That's drcelaya.com. And you can make an appointment. I think you have a 15-minute free consultation available, and you'll learn more about Dr. Celaya and what he does with all the videos and articles that he has posted on his website. Did I get that halfway right?
I don't even need to be here, Mark. You did a great job.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Celaya, and thank you for tuning in. I'm Mark Allen. If you want information on Late Night Health, where Dr. Celaya is a frequent contributor, you can visit us at latenighthealth.com. That's latenighthealth.com. For Dr. Celaya, I'm Mark Allen. We'll see you next time. How long did we go?